like a grass, to milk the cow, to give her that food. Well, I sat on that stool to milk the cow. Well, the milk went everywhere but the bucket.
Can you imagine? When
Yeah.
you're only 10 years old and
And you've never done it before.
Did you ever milk a cow before?
No, gosh, we didn't have nothing. My
Did you
mother
ask
worked on
him?
a farm
Did
too.
you ask him how you were supposed to do it?
And no, nobody showed me.
Oh, God.
He told me to get out there and do the things that he told me to.
Oh, boy.
Were you afraid of the cow?
So, my hands,
We're little.
I'm not big now.
Yeah.
I didn't have the strength in my hands. So the milk went here and there and here, and the cow with the tail, it was just going boom, boom. It hit me right on here. I thought that was my eye was going.
Oh, boy.
Then they had 2 boys, and the mother went to the hospital. You know why would he put me to sleep? To go to sleep on a bare floor.
Oh.
And I had a little blanket that there was nothing to talk. Well, when I got up in the morning, I could hardly walk my back. Just on the floor, he told me, he says, there's no room nowhere else. Then I was by working a farm to another farmer. Then they tell me to go to my uncle had a lot of farms there. So I used to take in the morning, I used to wake up, and he says, take the cow, that was their favorite, old cow, to go in between the homes and the land to feed her, on the tree. And I got home. Next morning, I gotta get up at about dark outside to work on a farm. On your hands and knees to plant all the potatoes, carrots, beets, all the vegetables. We had to go with the shovel and the, like a little ride,
Make like rows and then you make
and
the
we had
rows.
to go make our own. There was no,
And who was helping you there? Was someone showing you how to do it?
well, there was another, I don't know who it was with me, but another kid.
Oh.
I seen them the way they were doing it.
And you just do what the other kids do?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Were they,
And it was,
what,
What country was this in?
oh, there was in Poland. It
Is that where you're from, or?
There was big farm there, and there, all the kids, they had to work there too. There for their living.
Child labor?
Yeah. And then you go on that, like, ready to go home, and you go on a wagon
oh, and they drop you off at your
to
house?
get home, yeah. And then I go on that wagon, and we were singing away, bunch of them. I fell off the wagon, and I broke my shoulder.
Oh, God.
Well, I couldn't do much after that, but I had to do it.
Well, where'd you get it fixed? Did they take you to the doctor to get it fixed?
I don't think that I seen a doctor. They just put some kind of a tape on me all around there, and that was it.
And it healed okay?
That was
Oh
really,
my
Maybe you
gosh.
dislocated it.
I suppose, I don't know, but
It could be
both,
that.
it was hurt.
Oh, yeah, it'll hurt. It'll probably hurt more that way than.
They'd have to
was
pop it
not,
back in
you
if
know.
she dislocated it, though. She'd remember
Maybe
that.
that's why they taped it.
And Grandma had, when my mother died first,
Well, they'd be able to figure
Grandma
that
kept
out with
us.
X-rays, but probably
They didn't
more
have
proper.
X-rays.
Well, I know, but nowadays you can do
Yeah,
that still. You
yeah.
can just find scar tissue in the bone.
so I said to her, to Grandma, I want some candy, some goodies. She says, go. And the chickens were laying eggs all around the house because they had covered up the walls
Ah.
with their grass, always. So that's how they saved the heat going in the house.
No.
So she says, go and get you some eggs. And she gave me an apron to tie it up. And I took the apron and the eggs in there, and then she says, go to the candy store, just right across the little stream water was going to the town. And I'm passing, and I'm going to that store there. It was like a little candy store. I'm going in there, it was about Friday night. It was getting dark, but I went in there, and knocked at the door. Who comes to the door is a Jewish man, and had the thin cork crackers sticking out there, and black rounded hands all
scared?
around like this. And I heard the story before, see? And I said, oh my God, he's going to kill me. Because they killed that's the story that
They
I
tell
heard. They
stories
killed the
because they were
Polish girls
Jewish.
to get the blood to make Jewish martyrs.
Oh, God.
Who told you that?
Sorry, who told you that?
And old people were talking
Isn't
about
that
it.
Oh, no.
terrible? Oh my God, so you were scared to
And
death?
when he gave me, he didn't do nothing to me, but I walked out of there and I just about naked. I was shaking, my knees were
Did you
just
drop your eggs and crack them? Or did you keep your eggs? Were you able to
No,
hold
he
them?
takes the
Oh.
eggs for buying candy and goodies.
Yeah, so did
We
he do
didn't have
that?
no cash.
No, so did he do that? You didn't drop them,
Yeah,
is what
he
I'm
gave me
saying,
some
you were
things
scared.
that I want. Candies and little, bars or something. And I got all my things and I put it in my apron. But
You were
if you
scared to
ever
death.
if you ever scared, I was scared.
That was a terrible story to tell children, no? That they kill them and take their blood to
I
make
just-
matzo balls? Oh,
When I
God.
got home, I was telling my grandma, I said, I heard that story before. And I said, I don't know if you know, but I was so scared because that Jewish man come to the door, and when I seen him praying, they pray on a Fridays like that.
Mhm.
They have that little thing and those little beanies on there. And when I seen that, I thought, oh my God, should I go in there or should I?
Mhm.
He opened the door, and I got in that door, and I was saying, God,
Take care of me.
I was so scared that I don't even know how I got home. And I told Grandma,
Well, you must have known then that they don't take little girls and take their blood. That must have, it was just a false story.
well, but I thought it was the truth.
No, after you got away from there without them taking your blood, where they didn't harm you.
Well, they could kill you too.
Mom.
Sure.
What I was saying is,
That
That
little blood
thing
that
that
they
you
take
got-
out of here, that don't mean nothing.
no, but I meant that you got away from there okay, so I was wondering if then you thought, gee, that may not be a real story, because you got away.
I didn't
Fine.
even
Think
care
about
about
it.
it. I just want to get out of there in a hurry. That's what I wanted, to do.
that was scary, Bob.
Yeah.
Did you ever go back there again?
And then they put me, after that, when my mother died, they put me on a farm. Well, that was my uncle. They start me with going in a barn and get all the seeds that you make the flour.
Mhm.
So we went in a barn and they had all those seeds there, and they make one of those long sticks, like a broomstick. along
Oh,
with the
boy.
knife. And then the other part was loose, and we were going beating up the seeds to get there. Then we strained that thing, cleaned them up,
I guess I could.
and we make flour like that. But that was a hard job. So we make the flour, and then about in the morning, about 4 o'clock, we had to start making the flour. And they had one of those big long sticks and a needle on the bottom, and a big stone. And there was a hole in that, and we put that thing in, and then we make the flour coming out the other way. One of those three that we had.
Wow, Mom, you learned a lot of stuff when you were a little
And
girl.
we make that flour, then at 4 o'clock we started making the bread.
Wow.
And the bread, you have to, there's a, long,
I need to bread in the
round,
same building.
round bread. We had to have that in, first you mix that dough, then put it on the bed, cover it up with a heavy blanket to it rise. And then we had to break them all up and make them round ones and put on a big shovel to make it in the stove. Big,
Ah.
big stroke. They'll make it for about a month.
Wow.
That was a hard life I had it when my mother died. I thought
But the matzo ball story is a good story.
It is an excellent story.
Did you ever go back there again?
no.
Never?
No
Maybe
candy?
you got out of there with your life safely once, that was enough, huh?
I never want to see Jewish people again.
Oh, no.
When I moved in Phoenix, I had a girlfriend, a Jewish, and we were very good friends. But I tell you, it's I had it really terrible. My mother died. My sister Tilly was only a year old. This is good, this country.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, not much.
For snacks.
God, when there's so much food, I don't think the rice might be worse unless you want to mix it right in.
Yeah.
This stuff is fantastic.
Thanks.
Fantastic. Do you want to put in anything smaller? I know your stomach is crowded. I mean, your stomach, your refrigerator is crowded.
Mind you, I was only 16 years old when I came here.
And how did you survive from 10 to 16 in that country by yourself?
When I came, well, I had to go, like I told you. The life was different.
Was Phyllis with you too, your older sister?
Yeah, and still it was like 6 years old. Because they wouldn't take, we had a passport, but they wouldn't take us because Phyllis had to be like a couple of years older than we were.
Oh, to come to America?
So we had to wait for a couple more years.
Wow. Well, I mean, were your sisters working with the farmers like you were?
Oh,
Was
no.
Phyllis? Well, what did Phyllis do?
She was working for people, housekeeping,
Oh, okay.
Jewish people, and then she got me there.
And then who took care of Aunt Tilly? Because she was a baby. Who took care of her?
She was my mother's grandma.
Oh, okay. Wow. Where do you want these, honey, or do you want them?
But I never forget, as young as I was, that Jewish.
Well, that was a horrible story to hear as a child. And then you happen to go in there and then he answers the door. That is really awful.
Grandma asked me, what are you crying for? What are you thinking?
Poor thing.
I said,
Oh, Lord.
I seen that man was praying and it was dark in there. And she says, well, on a Friday they pray.
Yeah.
And so
She didn't know that you heard that kind of story.
I didn't think so.
Did you tell her?
I told her later.
And what'd she say?
Oh, she don't listen to you.
What is all this black markings on your counter?
It's from the metal bottom of that pan.
Oh, yuck.
It'll come off.
Should I use just regular soap?
Just put a little baking soda on it and come around.
I was making one chicken soup. Well, and you know, I didn't know, I never cook.
I got it, honey.
I put the whole chicken with all they never used to clean chickens, you know. You had to take the feathers off and cut them up and make the soup.
So you actually had to,
You know what? What the heck I knew about it? And
You just
sent me
about
so I
did what
put
they
the whole
said.
chicken in there with the
Oh,
garlic.
oh. I hadn't heard that one either, Bob.
And then
Wow.
I wonder what happened to the guts?
oh,
I take the chicken out and start
Oh,
cleaning
Lord.
them.
Oh, boy.
Can you imagine that? I never forget my thing.
Oh, man. Is anybody saving these things out of the cookies, the sayings?
I don't think so.
No, right?
I don't think so.
When I moved to Chicago, I met a fellow,
Joe?
I met a guy through my lady friend. Well, I thought to myself, he called me up and he wanted to take me out. And I said, going on a motorcycle? We go in on a motorcycle from the place. And I said to Mary, tell him I'm not home. I ain't going nowhere with that guy. And so, he says, well, tell her that so-and-so called. And you know, she didn't want to get on that phone, so I had to put a hanky over the phone and tell him that.
Oh, Mom. So you pretended you were someone else, huh? Oh, boy. That was cool.
Well, Grandma was living.
How do you get that out?
There, farmers were living there next to her. She had a little bitty house, I never forget.
Now, how come the grandma and grandpa didn't come over to America with you?
Are you kidding?
No?
Huh? My father was here. I mean, we had a hard time to get here,
I know.
but they would never let anybody out.
Oh.
Don't forget, they had living, they lived there for a long time.
Oh.
They would never give up, and they would never think about it either.
Yeah. That's
So she
true.
was, I don't know, she was like 70 something, and Grandpa was so much older. I remember he was smoking a cigar and a pipe, and he was a big man, tall, and Grandma was a little bitty thing.
Yeah.
She was like this, about tall as I am. Oh, I thought to myself, what are we gonna do here next? So next door there was a farmer there living in a big house, and they had all kinds of trees, pear trees, apple trees. I mean, you name it, they had. So I went and got caught on a tree and got
And you took the fruit off the trees?
yeah.
Oh, Nat, I am so
Thank you.
stuffed, Glenn, thank you.
I got all those fruits in my apron. And I come down, and my sister fell asleep. She went and snitched on me to my mother.
Oh.
Oh, she beat me up.
Your mother did?
Yeah, she beat me up. And I thought, she snitched on me. And I didn't want to go home because I knew she's going to snitch. So she dragged me.
This is your older
Daddy,
sister?
me once a month. Beat me up.
Well, maybe in those days to take some fruit off someone's tree was next to, starving them.
Well, the farmer said that they were throwing it out.
Then why did your sister do that?
She always snitched on me all the time.
She was a big sister.
Yeah, but then why did your mother hit you so much if the farmer's throwing it away?
Oh, she didn't want to go there.
You went somewhere you weren't supposed to go.
When my father come on a furlough, he was in service. He came in there to see my mother, of course, and I don't know what I did. He took the army belt, the buckle, it was so big, and he was hitting me with that thing. I was bruised all over.
Why did he spank you?
I don't remember doing anything wrong. Why he hit me? Maybe I said something,
Sounds to me like she was a child.
you know? Because I never knew that we had father that, gonna come from service, when you're little. And I told my mother, and I said, you come and go so many years to come here, and you're gonna hit the kid? What did you do that for? I must have said something that I don't
He didn't
remember.
like, yeah, like who are you or whatever.
Yeah, he You know how
get out of our house or stay away from my mother.
How little were you when he went away?
I was only like 4 years
So you
old.
didn't remember him by the time he came back?
No,
It was in the Polish army.
and I didn't know that we had even father, but Martha was telling about it. He used to send the stepmother. He was living with another woman here in America. Did she find out? Because that girlfriend of his, she was sending boxes because she knew that my mother was a seamstress. So he even sent them blankets and stuff, army blankets and all that. And once there was big aprons. Then my mother opened, my first sisters opened the box. And she put that stuff and my mother started crying. She knew right there that this little boy had another woman. That's why
So wait,
all
he was
these
sending
years
the
we
stuff
never
home
got
for
to
her
America.
to fix it? Is that what you're saying? He was sending the stuff home for her to
Yeah,
sew,
to, well,
mend, or?
to Europe, so she knew that she was a seamstress, that she would make something out of it.
Oh, I see.
Out of those army blankets that my father, of course, got it when he was in the service. So my mother made coats and then mittens, and even had that purse made for all my school things. And she made hats. Well, it was like, it was winter time, it was cold. I was going to another farm, going to school.
Now, Mom, when your dad was in the army, though, he was in the Polish army. So how did he get from there to America? What sent him to America?
Well, there was a lot of men that they went and fill out the paper, and they said, okay.
Okay, so, but he didn't go as part of the army once he went. Because why would the Polish army send the, I don't understand.
At that time, a lot of these men from the place that he was in the service, that they were going to America, if they wanted to go.
When they were done with the army, you mean?
Yeah. So that's how he got there. And he was promising my mother, because she didn't want no job in Poland.
Oh, so
They
he
were
went to
giving
America to work.
giving him a beautiful job. No, I'm going back, sure. He met this woman and he lived with her. Then he got married, then when we got there, they got a divorce. Then they got, because she was throwing us out. We paid, when I was working, we paid our passport money, which they paid. And she says to my father, my sister was already out of there, but Tilly was still young, she was 5 years old. So she couldn't do nothing with her. She had to have her at home. And I was 16, going on 17. Oh, I was 17 already, because we had to pay what she spent for their passport. So I got she says to my father when he got home from work, you go and find a place to live, because I don't want him here. Oh, my father just didn't say one word. He just took me by the hand and he says, these people crossed Augusta Boulevard. He's got a lot of kids. And he took me there, that man was so embarrassed that he didn't say one word. He says, I'll take her. I got a lot of kids, but I'll find a place for her. I said to myself, what kind of a father are you? And I couldn't even speak English. It was really tough. And I got the job in Pure Candy Company. I was working, there was a Jewish brother-in-law and another one that was from the family. So they were working together and they had this place with a candy shop business. There was a big factory there. That was right on Western and Rockland. And every day I was going to work, walking. Worked there for about, till I got pregnant. And then I didn't have the money to pay, well, I had money saved in the bank downtown. So, sure, Grandpa says, go and get your money and pay the doctor. So I did that. I wouldn't know I never go anywhere. I couldn't get around going downtown because I had to work Saturdays too. So I got downtown and I thought to myself, I'm not going to get to the bank. Where's the bank? I was but drunken woman. I didn't know which way to go.
And he sent
But I
you
seen
down
it.
there alone?
Uh-huh. I seen the policeman on the corner and I said to him, how do I get that to that bank? O'Hara Bank. How do I get there? He says, go across the street, wait on that corner, and when you get to another light, then you get that another road,
Bus?
and you go the other way, right, or left, or whatever it was. And that's how I got to the bank. I left my money.
How'd you get back home then?
Oh, I know how to get back.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. And I walk everywhere I went.
That's probably why you're still healthy now. You never had an easy time of anything. 1930, 1928.
That's really early. It's a long time ago.
Yes.
I knew the boat name, I knew everything. And I
How long were you on the boat?
Oh, the ship.
3 months.
Yeah, how long though did it take to get
Oh
over?
my God, it was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
What was the name of the boat that you came over on?
Do you remember?
I forgot everything.
Well, it's understandable. It was a long
No,
time
I
ago.
thought I heard you say you
You know,
remembered.
there was, when we were on that boat, there was a big storm.
Yeah, I think it sank, or started to sink.
And then, it was a big storm, and the water was coming to that boat. And people were crying, and, oh, they had stomach upset, and my sister too.
I can imagine.
I was on the top of the deck, and he told me to go downstairs. So, I went downstairs, and
Ugh, it'd be gross down there.
they had and they said, told him, we're gonna be safe because another boat's coming to take us. Well, I was kind of worried about that. My sister was sick, she was vomiting, so was the other one. I was the only one that I didn't know. And you look at the water, you know, and that's all you see is that water. A lot of people got very depressed. They were really sick. And it happened that we were saved.
So did another boat come and get you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I would
So there
say
was,
that
like,
we jammed
damage?
into the other boat. I don't
It's a good thing that they got another
Did you get your
boat.
luggage, or did it?
Hmm?
Did you
You
do
didn't
your
have any
luggage?
luggage.
No.
Did you get your luggage or was it lost?
Well,
When they moved you to the boat where they saved you?
oh, sure. Because they had a system to get from that one to the another one.
That Buzz went.
What?
Got a piece of food.
It was terrible. We were so, I didn't think we were gonna make it. Because the boat was full of water already.
It's like the Titanic
Yeah.
all over again.
Did you?
Lord.
She must have heard about the Titanic. Then.
Back then, yeah. Did you hear about the Titanic? Smashing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you really?
Well, she was too little, I mean, that was
No.
before,
That same.
She wanted to write a book about your life.
Story, yeah. She was a teacher. And she said, well, you know, you could write a book, a good book too. And I said, no, I just don't want to bother with it.
By
Wow.
measuring up the sense.
And I don't want to even bring it up. This is the first time.
That you talked about it.
It says
Yeah.
sleeping.
Well, you gotta remember, Lynn
Says heaving.
is your granddaughter and
But there's
and
a lot of
Samantha's
things
your
that I
great
forgot.
granddaughter. They never heard about any of these stories, and if we're
No,
gonna,
stop.
when you
please.
finally leave us here,
I know how
they
to
wanna
make it.
know about you. So they wanted to hear about these things.
I never forget those things that I could, well, I didn't know nothing till I come back to my mind
Mm-hmm.
when I had the stroke.
Yeah.
Then little by little it come to me. Then I was just wondering, how did I go through it all?
I don't know. Did you ever tell the kids when you got to Ellis Island on that boat, how they put you through the shower?
But we had to watch stuff like that in school, watch tapes of
Really?
people going through it, like
Well,
if people
that's-
get sent back and
Your
stuff like that.
great-grandma was like that, right, Mom?
I didn't even want to repeat any more of that stuff, you know, because
It's so bad.
whatever
Was
had
it an
happened,
awful
I said,
experience?
Hmm?
Was it an awful experience?
oh, sure. We were scared.
Yeah, 'cause they like send people right
Couldn't
back.
speak English. You know, you're in a country where you can't understand.
And you know, when we got to Paris, in
We went
Paris,
to Paris.
we had to stop there and they put you in one of them, like a cabinet,
A
and
shower.
they took all the x-rays,
Oh,
the
really?
whole body, naked, nothing on.
Oh,
They
how
stand over there and
embarrassing.
they take, then they said I can't go to America because my eyes.
What was wrong with your eyes?
It's just that I have to be taking care of my eyes.
So did you
Well,
like need glasses?
Then we went down to New York, and I was examined again, and they said there was nothing wrong with your eyes.
Well, how did they let you go that first time if they said you couldn't go because of your eyes and then they let you go?
They wanted to know
Why did
if
you
I
have to
have somebody older than I, then I could
Oh,
go.
oh, okay.
But it was
Did
really,
you add cream cheese?
I was scared. I said, what?
Oh,
They're gonna take me on it
yeah.
to leave me there?
Mhm.
I was somehow read it that they figure if I get to New York, there's a doctor there.
So you're
And
lucky.
there's nothing wrong with your eyes.
No.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. My eyes was okay till I got that first stroke. I had my eyes examined. Well, I had eyesight 20/20.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
Sam, you got a lot of chocolate. Yeah, in this corner up here. Right in there.
It says a fork. Because the fork sifts it.
Yeah. I can still see the separated chocolate.
Whereas
Now you went to school, how far was it from your house to school?
to another town,
Oh, another town.
deep snow, and there was a hole. I fell in there when I was going to school. And I tell you, I don't know how I got out of that hole. But that was cold. I was really stuck in that hole. I had a hard time, but I wasn't late for school. But she was a beautiful, beautiful seamstress.
Now, did you learn to sew ever, or not from your mom? You were too little.
No, because my uncle come in and took us to another town.
All right.
Because he lived pretty far from. I never forget when I wanted to go by my uncle and my grandma, my father's mother. And I went walking, and I don't even know how I found a way to get there. I never was there before. So I was walking, and I didn't have no shoes on. So I walked through the woods. And first of all, we went through the people that, they said that they were burying them in the cemetery. And I was looking at the grave and walking to it. And I got so scared I thought that the person was moving in that grave. So I got so scared, then I hit that woody area, and it was so dark in there. By the time I got through it, then I thought, which way is going to my ankle. I never was there, never walked in it. So I found a way to get, but it took me, I think, from about 5 o'clock in the morning till I got there. It was like,
Oh, geez, you walked all day.
I don't even know how I made it, but I made it. And then I stayed there for a while. My sister was there. My grandmother was taking care of her. So I was there for a while, and then, of course, my uncle's auntie didn't want us. She figured we should go on our own. So I went to the farmer, and I stayed by the farmer doing all kinds of things. But I never forget that. Because when they told me to milk that cow,
Yeah.
and you know,
My grandpa had a house. What was that by? It was pretty close where you lived, Lynn.
Yeah.
But this was in the 60s, and it was all Lithuanian. You go to the bakery or the grocery store, everybody's speaking Lithuanian. They have a Lithuanian newspaper. And if you spoke English, you didn't understand. I didn't understand Lithuanian.
no.
There's a lot of Polish people now in Chicago now still.
But there where we lived, there was a big apartment there. It's just on the other side of Augusta Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
And there was Jewish people, all kinds.
So your sister did house
nationalities.
cleaning for Jewish people. Your sister did house cleaning.
I worked for Jewish.
And you worked doing candy for them.
Yeah. It was, I worked there about 12 years. And till I got, before I was married and I had a baby. So when I got stuck to paying my rent and everything, I just went back to find a job. They took me anytime. They were very good to me. So, like I said, sometimes when Jewish people like you, they're good to you. But when they hate you, forget it. Don't even get near to it.
I've got a building I'm starting this fall, and he's a Jewish. He's like a banker guy. They're very good people, and he started with one office this big here. Now he's buying a huge building. But I worked for him 10 years ago when he had a little tiny office in a bigger building in one little office. So now he's building a huge building, so we'll get to clean that in the fall. So it happens a lot with me though. I start with one small office and you do a good job, and as these people get bigger, then
Yeah, you know, it's funny, but Jewish people believe a lot of different language. They could just learn, and their father and their mother, they just want them to learn more and more of the different languages. So they could get around. And you know, they don't work for nobody. They have their own business.
yeah, most of the time they do.
Yeah, it was really nice, but I was working for a while for Jewish family.
Well, we've had our own business for I think 12 years now,
Yeah.
and I would never work for anyone else now. It's too good to work for yourself. You know, I do much better.
So how you doing now?
Oh, we're doing fine. Lynn does all the taxes
Oh,
and
she's
payroll.
a secretary.
Yeah, she does all that, and she does real good at that. She does all our corporation forms and all that. So
Because if you have a secretary of your own, you have to
they
pay.
have to pay, yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's wonderful.
and we work out of the house, so I don't have an office, and so it's very low overhead and things like that. But Lynn does real good.
Yeah,
My hardest problem is finding good workers, you know. And if I find someone that's pretty good, and I try to pay them good, so they don't leave. But
So do you have to go on a job every day to the office?
but we clean different offices, and so I go with a crew. I think we do about 10 places a night. But if I go with them, then nothing's stolen, and the doors are locked, and no one's using the phone, and no one's using the computer. So I work with my crew.
Oh, I see.
But
Do you have to work sometimes at night?
yeah, I work from 6 till about midnight.
Oh,
That's why I'm home during the day.
oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it ain't too bad.
That's
And
good.
the hours are better than what they were. When I started 10 years ago, I'd work from 6. If nobody showed up, I'd go till 6 in the morning.
Oh,
I just work all night. But I've got good people now, so usually I'm getting done 5-6 hours and get rid of the crew. And then if I have something extra to do, I do it on my own. But it's been a good business. And now this summer has been real easy because I had a few places that got bought and are going out of business. And then this fall, I'm taking on 2 big buildings, so I kind of had an easy summer. So that's nice.
That's wonderful.
So,
I heard that Joe Sparrow, when he was working for Jewish people, and he was the best salesman. And one day he thought he was going to quit him and start on his own. But he did. But the Jewish people were so mad at them because he was making out real good. So he started with another bunch. There was 2 of them. And then he was making good. They were making real good. But Joe was the best salesman. And boy, he got to be a big man. Yeah, he worked there till he retired now.
He doesn't talk that much, Joe. Once you get him talking, he does though.
But he's a good salesman.
He's a good salesman. I always wondered about that.
That's what you know.
He doesn't talk too much, but he can sell paper.
Oh, yeah.
How is his son Joey doing now?
Oh, he got divorced.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't get a divorce, but they were separated. And he's got a tough time. He quit the job, and take a long time to get another one. And they cut him down to almost a half. And now he's got a big house that he moved to the other from her, get away from her. So, not too long, he always calls his father for help. And they cut him down so much that he had to sell the home. Well, it was a condo.
Now his dad could never teach him to do sales like he could. I don't know if he can teach that or not.
No. But he was doing pretty good.
I thought he was doing well there for a couple of years, yeah.
When the father was there, then they were getting kind of hard for him. So he had to quit. Because that guy that stayed there, he was getting all his family.
Oh, to take in there.
Working there. So they kicked him out. But it's kind of tough for Joe. He doesn't, he fell smart.